Hi, my name is James Potter, the president of BoardSports Enterprise, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about ourselves. So, our team consists of 15 people, mostly mechanical engineers, though we are open to other majors like electrical and some business. And we're centered around learning and innovating in the space that utilizes a board as a form of transport. This can be more aptly named skateboarding, snowboarding, wakeboarding, than the such. And we just want to create something new or build upon existing concepts to push the sports in new and different directions. We usually have about 4 to 5 projects being worked on at a time. Then they're usually broken up into 3 different categories: wake, skate, and snow. These correspond to water sports. Skateboarding is pretty much its own little thing. And then snow sports. This could be like snowboarding, skiing, even snow biking, get a little exotic. And then each project team consists of about 2 to 5 people on average, and the roles will be very dependent on the scope of the project. There's always a team leader. And then some examples of past products we've had are a 3D printed surfboard, a snow bike, and a carbon fiber skateboard. So all of these look at doing something a little different or building upon something to help make something new. And then our current projects, we're working on upgrading our board press and molds to be more accurate, more efficient. And then we're also trying to utilize our new CNC to build out standard procedures for wakeboards, surfboards, snowboards, and skis. And then our senior design projects include an off-road electric skateboard, universal binding mounts, timber sled conversion kits, and hydrofoils. Our non-constant projects are utilizing the new CNC to build a wakeboard, snowboard, and a pair of skis. This is done using an RC8 CNC from Shop Saber. And our goal is to route the cores and then shape them so that we take away the human error that could be involved in this before we go into pressing. The molds will also be made to help improve all of the accuracies of this. And then our off-road electric skateboard seeks to solve the issue that skateboards can't ride off-road, or at least most of them can't. And they need that flat paved surface to be reasonably efficient. And then the solution, bigger tires, adding suspension to each wheel, and then to compensate for the wide wheelbase that the suspension brings, we're going to add a little bit of steering. And then our universal binding mounts are mounts or pucks that insert into the binding that hold the thing to the board. And what this seeks to do is make it so that you can take the binding off without having to remove the bolts that tie everything down. So the little puck that goes into the board can will be fixed to the board, and then you can move everything around it. Say if you need to move the bindings to a different board, or you just want to put new bindings onto your board. And then our timber sled conversion kit seeks to solve the issue that timber sled kits aren't made for small bikes. They're usually only full-size bikes. So this seeks to fix how it mounts to the rear axle and drive system by making an adapter that allows you to use it on smaller bikes. And then our last senior design project is a human-powered hydrofoil. It seeks to build a design using CAD, testing it with CFD, and determine if how much lift we need to keep it going. And then the goal of this is to build a dock-started hydrofoil. This means you're starting from almost no velocity, so it's going to need a lot of lift. This means wide wings and stuff. And the mast will be made out of fiberglass and expanding foam using a 3D printed base to pour the foam in and glass over it. And the wings will be routed similarly to the wakeboards and snowboards that we mentioned earlier. Thank you very much. I hope to see you all at Design Expo.